Hello, guys. Welcome back to Yeah Football, episode number 8. Today we have me, my friend Malad, and our friend Tim today is joining us for this week's episode. Tim, how are you?
I'm good. I'm just here for the for predictions this week because I might
Yeah,
have some hot takes, so we'll see.
we have a bunch of stuff to talk about in terms of predictions. So the Premiership stuff, right? I wanted to go over the essence of, like, let's go top 6 teams, right? What we think are gonna, you could say whatever. Like, I think we talked about it. We could do like up to December, and then if how you think the mid table is gonna look like in December, and then how it's gonna look like, when the season ends. We could do something like that, and if it doesn't work, and then after that we'll do like the relegations. So you could do like top 6 December, top 6 at the end of the season, and then who's going to be relegated based on like that. And then we'll do that for Premiership. So, Mulad, I'll let you go first since you already had your ideas already up to par. I think you've been talking about it for a little bit. You mentioned to me when we were working out. So, your top 6 mid season. What's it looking like?
Top six. Am I doing relegation as well, or just top six?
Do the top 6 for for till December, and then we'll do like top 6 at the end of the season and the relegation at the end of the season. Like, who's getting
Okay,
relegated?
so top six entering December.
Yeah.
I will have personally. I think in sixth place, I believe Newcastle might be in sixth. Do I want to switch that? I take that back. I think Brighton will be in sixth. Maybe go Brighton in sixth. So I'm leaving one of the big six out of the top six. This is only till December. This is not till.
This is only till December.
Yeah, this is not for the whole season.
You're right, because we end the league around the 12th of November, and then we continue on when we return from the World Cup break. So that will.
Yeah, so there's about 10 more games, I think, until that World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm saying, like, people freak out, like, Brighton in sixth. Like, Brighton's already in fourth with 6 games played. So I do believe Brighton will be in the top 6 by the World Cup break point. In fifth, I'll have Manchester United. In fourth, I will have Liverpool for December. In third, I will have Tottenham. In second, I will have Arsenal. And in first, I'll have Manchester City. That's my top 6 for December, not for the end of the season.
Okay, and then we'll come back on your end of the season after Tim said he's going to do the December, right? You said you wanted to do December as well?
Yeah, I'll do December.
Your top 6.
I think top 6. I actually think. It's a hard one because I don't want to, because I feel like Brighton probably ends up in the top 6, but I also like Brentford though.
Like Brentford?
I'm kind of leaning. You know what? I'm leaning Liverpool 6th.
Okay.
Let's go Brighton in 5th. I'm going Manchester United 4th. Spurs, Arsenal, Man City. I think that's where I'm kind of sitting.
Okay.
I feel like, yeah.
It's appropriate.
Sixth is a shout.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if between now and then, especially when we have international break in next week or 2 weeks?
We have international break
I
at the end of
will
September,
tell you that they have Champions League to deal with. They also have to go to Chelsea away, Arsenal away, and Tottenham away, all before the World Cup break. So, tough games.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Arsenal drops points to them most likely.
But still, Chelsea, Arsenal, and Tottenham all away games in the next few weeks is tough for Liverpool. That's why I said when I heard you say 6th for Liverpool, I was like, and then I looked at their schedule and I was like, for December it's possible.
Yeah, if not lower. Honestly, I really It really just depends.
No,
I don't know.
Stick to where it doesn't have to
Yeah,
change.
I'll stick to what I said.
Yeah, yeah.
No, that's why I'm actually agreeing with him. When I have Liverpool 4th, so I was
yeah.
But I said that before I looked at the schedule, and I was like, ooh.
No, I think it's a valid point. I think there's two choices that Liverpool could be, right? Because considering how I think both reasons are valid. Liverpool sit in 7th with 6 games and 9 points. Either can start coming back in games, or it could just cut its ends and meet it halfway where and stick to like top 6, or it could still in 7th. I don't know. Well, I guess it's time now for mine, right? To be honest with you, I'm going with a rather interesting. I'm going with I'm going to stick to Brighton in 6. United. Tottenham 5th. United 4th. United 4th. No, I skipped one. What am I skipping? Oh wait, I didn't have it written down. Sorry. Okay. Brighton 6th. Liverpool 5th. Tottenham 4th. United. It could be. It's because, like, for instance, I have it between United and Tottenham in 4th, but I feel like, because I do feel I like United to play right now, I want to put it in 4th, but they don't deserve it that way. So I'll stick to them where I had it. And Tottenham can be. You're right. United could be 4th, Tottenham 3rd, and I'll put City 2nd and Arsenal 1st. I kind of have a good feeling on Arsenal. I like the way they play. I think it's much more structural than City. Yeah, I think it's much more structural than City. I don't care that City has such a strong side. That, to me, that means nothing to me. For
guys,
me,
I'm the Arsenal fan here. I just want to point that out, not him.
Yeah, I know you're.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Look. I wanna specifically say before I get into this, for me, predictions, I've never been a clear guy on. I like, for instance, analyzing game by game into the week by week, because I feel like it's the most clear and like reasonably objective way to look at it. Now, since we're starting to predict, this is what I personally, sometimes I think this way. City play a really good game. City are a great team. They can also dominate like other teams. Like, for instance, Bayern dominates their league and PSG dominates sometimes theirs, considering except that one season that they lost to Lille. But I think at the end, the way that Arsenal play, the only thing that can really stop them in terms of Arsenal is injuries. And they're sometimes, like how Malad is talking about, like their inexperience. But other than that, from now until then, I feel like in terms of who they're playing with, it's way less pressure than City is. It's pressure for what Arsenal have, right? Arsenal have Europa League, and Malad, we've talked about how in Europa League that they're probably going to play second team and they can mix up and stuff, so that way they can rest a couple of players. Unlike City, on the other hand, will have to have to play sometimes in these matches because they're playing against Dortmund, they'll play against Sevilla. And if they don't even come out, like, let's say something happens in Copenhagen. So I feel like it's much more strict for a City side to always stay up. For me personally, what I think. So I'd rather have Arsenal in December 1st. That's what I think. I don't know. I have to.
That's a good point. We'll see what Arteta's philosophy is on Thursday. What rotation? How much he rotates? So.
But that could change, right? I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong, and so that's why we have it at predictions. Let's go to the end of the year. What you think? Let's not do top 6. Let's do the top 4. The top 4 teams at the end. I don't want to do top 6 because I feel like we're not gonna. It's too many teams. So top 4 and the 3 that are getting relegated.
All right. So 3 that are getting relegated. I have, unfortunately, Bournemouth. I'm sorry, Bournemouth. I just don't think the quality is. I'm just sorry. I just don't think they have enough quality.
I blame the owners, really.
Yeah, they're. I don't know what's going on over there. This is where it gets tough. I'm not putting Leicester in there. I'm not going to put Leicester in there. I don't think Leicester. I think Leicester will stay up.
You think they'll come back?
So I go. Yeah, I think Rodgers will get sacked. Sorry, Rodgers.
I hope I don't look back on this and the guy lost a job because of you.
I'm so sorry.
podcast.
So I got Bournemouth, Nottingham Forest in 19th, and I still have Everton going down in 18th. So those are my 3 teams that are going down.
Mm-hmm.
It was between Everton and Southampton for me. I don't know. I don't think there's enough quality in the Everton squad. Unless Neil Maupay can go crazy. Top 4. So top 4 is actually, yeah. I mean, I don't really gotta think about this too much. I think in 4th will be Tottenham. In 3rd will be Liverpool. In 2nd will be Arsenal, and in 1st will be Manchester City. Now the big twist there is actually 2nd and 3rd with Arsenal and Liverpool, and the reason why I have Arsenal ahead of them is because I just feel like Arsenal are they're starting to finally learn how to dominate games. They will have the added benefit of being able to rest during Europa League. I think Liverpool are struggling so much with injuries. It's only going to get worse with Champions League. I think the gap that they have now, and the gap that might even grow larger by the time December comes, and for Liverpool to have to come back, they're going to have to go on one of those Liverpool runs towards the end of the season. And I view this season more of a, with Van Dijk maybe not being in top form, I view this season more of a season like 2 seasons ago where Liverpool finished in 4th than what the seasons we've seen with Liverpool where they, challenge City. Personally, I don't think anyone challenges Manchester City.
Mm-hmm.
I think they will be in the lead in December. I think just with how they play and how used they are to the league, and with Haaland, who's just, I mean, golden boot, 30 plus goals, it's going to happen. For barring any injuries, he also will have the World Cup rested, so he's not going to be playing during then, so he should be rested. I think City completely dominate. And then, I think Tottenham will get 4th. And the main reason I have Tottenham there is because actually, if you switched Arsenal and Tottenham, if Tottenham had Europa League and Arsenal had Champions League, I'd actually probably switch them. But I don't think Tottenham's going to have enough to compete on all fronts, especially for a club that desperately need a trophy. So even in the cup games, they can't really rotate as much as they want because their fans and the pressure on them to win a trophy. So they have to go for the FA Cup. They have to go for the EFL Cup. They're still going to have to go for Champions League. They're in a fairly easy, not easy, but a fairly decent group for them. So I think they're going to get to the knockout stages. So there's just a lot of games adding up onto a squad that I don't think has the most depth. So that's why I have them slipping a little bit. And also they can't dominate games. That's the main reason why I have them 4th. And I have Arsenal in 2nd. And yeah, Manchester City dominate 1st, Liverpool in 3rd.
Tim.
Oh man. I just going with my gut instinct here. I really think that 4th is going to be a team that's not going to get heavily affected by the World.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to worry about many cups either internationally or domestically.
Okay.
I am actually going to say I think oh man.
You're going to say Brighton.
Whatever.
I think Brighton's going to be in 4th.
Go for it.
Now,
why not?
Listen. Think about it this way.
Okay.
Graham Potter, baby.
Look, when you look at a traditional World Cup, starts in June, goes in July, players get a month off after for holiday.
Yes.
They're playing the same amount of games in a very hot climate, and they're not going to get a break. Games start back up on the 26th. They barely get a break. Right? So then you tack on Champions League and other international cups, and then you worry about domestic cups. I feel like 4th is going to be a team that's going to take advantage of that. And I think that a team that doesn't have as much exposure to like World Cup, like teams, especially elite teams, I think that's why I feel like Brighton gets put there. Because even if they have players going, most likely they're not going to end up going very. So
I think the only players that are truly going are 2 and maybe 3, but that's it. And I know
we literally talked about how the World Cup's going to affect this, and we were both saying like Newcastle could be that team, but it's honestly it's not as crazy of a shout as it sounds. They're gonna play less than half of the games some of the other teams are gonna play.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I think Brighton gets slots in there perfectly.
Your 3rd.
I'll be honest with you. I actually feel like it's gonna come down to. I think it's gonna be Brighton, Manchester United.
Okay.
Now the top 2, I go back and forth, but I think squad depth, even though they're going to play less games, squad depth plays a huge part about it, and we're seeing that right now. So I put Arsenal in second, Manchester City on top. I just feel like if we're seeing what the problem with like missing out on two major midfielders currently for Arsenal and like the difficulty that they're having, mind you, though, this is very much subject to change after the World Cup because just like in the summer window, I expect January super hot because every World Cup there's always those one or two players that become like diamond in the rough players that they get discovered on the world stage. Who knows?
I completely forgot about that.
Come the January transfer window, if they sign a midfielder, I'm changing it. I actually put Arsenal.
We're gonna have to do a prediction after the January window. I completely forgot. I was listening. Dude, I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about it. They were literally saying like the January window is going to be crazy, and maybe some teams didn't pull moves on certain players because they know that January window. There's gonna be no games played by the time like the January window opens. And like Tim said, you're gonna have the World Cup, and so squads can. Arsenal were going after a midfielder. They didn't do it. And you have to know that they're definitely looking at, we only have 10 Prem games left until the break. Let's just hold it and try to go in January. For, let's say, Douglas Luiz would have 6 months on his contract. So, yeah, the January window is going to be nuts. I completely forgot about that part. But, Tim, were you contemplating that Arsenal could win the league against City?
Yeah,
I had the same idea.
I'm the Arsenal fan here. I'm not saying that's possible, guys. Just please don't yell at me. That's all I'm saying.
I think
no. So, and let me explain again. I think that like realistically, depending on what they want to prioritize here, right? I don't think Manchester City is going to throw away a Champions League for something that they basically have in their cabinet to serve coffee. Like they have so many.
So you're saying they will struggle more this season because they want that Champions League so bad.
That. And then also, like I said, effects from the World Cup. And then also they're going to want to be competitive in the Premier League. But I think by dividing so much of their interest elsewhere, I really feel like Arteta just kind of says fuck it to the FA Cup and any domestic titles. And honestly, Europa League, I think they'll give it an honest shot, but I think they'll use it more for...
You don't have to focus on Europa League until February. They're just going to rotate every single time in the group stage.
What I'm saying is like I think they're just going to use Europa League to give some of the younger players in like really experimental formations like that. I don't really think they care. I really feel like they have an honest shot at the.
I have one more question for you. Do you think the lack of what we're thinking is that the lack of like a Liverpool title chase to City might actually affect City negatively because both of those clubs were pushing each other so much the last few seasons that like they look at Arsenal and they're like, well, Arsenal's never done it. So like, what if we get into October, November, December and Arsenal are still there? Do you think they just won't take them like as seriously as what like Liverpool was to a challenge to them? And so that's why they might have those lapses of concentration in the league?
I think it can go one of two ways. I think either Pep knows Arteta very well, understands his tactics, and can kind of feel like he can kind of autopilot through it, since I'm sure some of them kind of are not, I won't say borrowed, but like, obviously
they're the
like
same
mentor at some level, right? Like
they're the same. They will even substitute the left back out in the 60th minute at the same time if they need a goal. They think the same way, the same tactics.
Exactly. And like I think you can look at that one of two ways, right? They can either look at it like, oh, well now he has the players to actually do it, because I mean, you couldn't take it seriously the last couple seasons. But this season it's like, okay, you're seeing performances, the signings are putting down numbers, and they even signed people from Man City, right? So I guess it can kind of go one of two ways. I think come that time, it would just depend on how dominant they are going forward. I think they'll take them seriously, of course. I feel like they've made that mistake in the past, and really Arsenal's wins on Man City have kind of just been really just random and out of the blue. But I don't know. It's hard to say. I think not having a Liverpool is both good and bad. I don't think Liverpool is like out of the picture at all. Like I think they're still like highly competitive. They're just having an identity crisis. I really think they've always undervalued Sadio Mane. And I think now
Hey, welcome to the party.
they're really going to notice how much of an influence he had on the team. And I always thought he was a better player. He was better than
Whoa,
Salah.
whoa, whoa! Don't say that. All the pundits will kill you because
you're gonna get attacked,
yeah,
buddy.
yeah.
That's fine. I don't really care. That's fine. But he
I'm being
was
serious. I'm being serious. He's the best player in the world.
yeah, but like yeah, I mean, memes aside, I think he was, and I really hoped he gets that appreciation at Bayern. But I don't know. I have to see how players like Luis Diaz and oh my God, I can't think of their other new signings name right now. Darwin Nunez, yeah, sorry. Yeah, Darwin, how they kind of step in and kind of start contributing because he can't do it all himself because he's a great player. But I just feel like it's like with anything. Once you start restructuring and you're rebuilding around your team, you're going to have these gaps. And like happens with longtime managers, it happens with longtime players. It's just like a period of instability. And I think they can find their footing or at least like get a break to kind of regroup once players have kind of gone to the national team. Maybe Liverpool can even kind of benefit from some of the kind of like dissonance that happens after that World Cup. So I don't know. It's hard to say, but I do put Arsenal up top, especially if they have a very strong January transfer window. That's like kind of my caveat. Otherwise, I think Man City goes first.
I know we have to move on and get to Fito's prediction and the other leagues, but I will say just because I still can't. Maybe it's I won't let myself get to that point because it will hurt me too much if I give myself that kind of hope that they could even possibly do it. But no, to be honest, there's one key player here. If Thomas Partey's not fit, it's not happening. There's no chance. They could slip out of the top 4 if Thomas Partey's not fit. If Thomas Partey is somehow fit, and he'll be back, like he's not going to miss any games. He's not missing the North London Derby on October 1st. He's going to be back next week. So if he can stay fit, and the team is and enough pieces stay healthy, yeah, Arsenal can probably do something special. But I'm not going to. I refuse to let myself believe that until later in the season, and I have to see a little bit more proof. Liverpool at home, Tottenham at home. Tottenham at home is easy. They win that every time. Liverpool at home, City at home. Can they finally win one of those games? Fito, don't tell me. No, we're winning the North London Derby. I don't want to hear it. Okay, I don't give myself hope, but we're winning that game. We don't lose that goddamn game. Now Tottenham away, different story. But anyways, if Thomas Partey stays fit, I will give them a shot, but I think out of the 3 of us, I definitely have the least faith that they could. I mean, I was never serious about the title charge. I was kind of surprised to hear you guys actually like say they could lead till December. I personally don't believe that, but I'll reserve my hope.
Way less. Like I think this is probably the most loaded this team's been. If they're ever going to do it, it's going to be in the next 3 seasons.
Yeah, 3 seasons, yeah, not this season.
Well, okay.
Yeah, but it could be this season. Like I said, this is the World Cup for the monkey wrench in it. It's
the World Cup. I want this World Cup to happen because I want to see just how wrong we possibly were. Like, how crazy can the World Cup really make it? It can. I know it can. I mean,
Man City's got squad depth, but a lot of those players are gonna go. Like they
don't have a lot in the front. Actually, they're a little bit lighter than previous years in the front line at least.
Again, they're probably going to wait to snap up in January. I think you're 100% right. I think a lot of them are going to wait to see how valuations kind of fall. Because if a player has a bad World Cup, his valuation is going to, even if they know that they're a good player and they scouted them before. Yeah. If your country's formation just doesn't work out, I mean, that's your valuation is going to drop, and then they can take advantage and get some cut price deals, or maybe they can jump the gun on players who do really, really well, maybe start getting in contact with agents, doing stuff like that. I don't know. I think the January transfer window will kind of be the telltale who ends up winning the league.
All right, this is the one I'm waiting for, Fito.
No, we're not even done yet. Tim didn't even get who's relegated. We spent so much time on top 4.
And I don't feel like this is a very saucy at all. I really do believe Everton's going to be at 18th, just missing the cutoff.
Get out of here.
Get out of here, exactly.
Does Frank get sacked before then?
Ooh.
Brendan's out. Brendan, we could say goodbye to Brendan, but does Frank go?
I don't think he is. I think that they just kind of got to ride it out at some point.
You're right. Mutual determination.
You got to stop trying to catch a falling knife. You know what I mean? And I think that's one of those things. It's not. I feel like it's not a managerial problem
And
right
they, they signed Neil Mope as a striker. Hey. Ooh.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. It's. I just think they're going under no matter what. I don't see that going well. I'm going to say Everton, Aston Villa, and
Whoa.
yeah.
Get him out of
And
here.
I will do the opposite. I actually will think that Leicester's going down.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's knocking down the big clubs.
Outta
Outta here.
I want to see some big shakeups, right? I want to see.
Oh my God.
Everton's been coasting in the league for God knows how long. They need
If that
to
happens, I need to give you $100. Oh my
I am.
Dog.
I really believe that their performances this season have been.
Everton's the least surprising out of it. You put Villa and Leicester in the. Oh my lord.
Yeah, but again, these are teams that like are okay, but they're not great. I mean, pretty much always been that way. I mean, Aston Villa for years was always kind of riding that line, and like sometimes they would end up in kind of mid-table, and very rarely, in the season would they be kind of high up. I don't know. They have like one or two very, very bright spots in the team, but other than that, I'm not that big of a fan. I think a lot of the other teams have better quality.
Vito.
Yeah, I'll do my relegations first. Let's just get that out of the way. There's no specific order. I'm just relegating teams at this point. But I'm not gonna go your extreme point of view. I would say, I will say my most decent pick is probably Nottingham Forest. I think it's something that we don't talk about enough in this podcast because sometimes I forget to talk about it and write it down on my notes. But holy shit. And I think it's the few times that I ever say something like this. But man, I despise the amount of money that this team's invested into garbage. They've invested into 23 players, and they've come out in 6 games, 4 points. How horrible do you have to be? And no one says anything. We left it. I was like, oh, look how the next buy. What are we gonna come January? There's gonna be another squad up. There's no way, man. I can't keep taking this anymore. We brought in so many players, right, that are supposed to be given this new opportunity. I hope that I'm wrong at the end of the season, that Nottingham Forest managed to stay and not go back into the championship, because if they only stayed for one full season, it's for nothing. Screwed. It was for nothing. It was for, what was the point for like this? I mean, so many signings for just nothing. I almost feel bad for the squad that leveled this up to got the promotion just to get like 23 more.
There were a lot of loan players.
Yeah, there were a lot of loan players. Exactly. So you almost think like now you have to deal with what you have, right? It's incredible how in the last few days of the transfer window they signed so many players, and then throughout the entire transfer window they signed a new squad. Really. I don't know, man. I think it's almost like we're choosing this team not based on what we think we could actually put together, but just on players that were available that we think could be something together. Bournemouth, I despise Bournemouth, the way that they have managed their team in terms of the owners. I definitely think for sure that the sacking itself was it was messed up. Let's just take it there. I don't know. I just think in general this squad is I don't know. I think this squad's gonna probably come out 18th, 19th. I don't think it's as deep as Nottingham Forest. I think Nottingham Forest are more in trouble than Bournemouth, obviously, considering that Bournemouth are sitting only in the bottom half of the table, but the point gap is only 3 points. So with only 6 games, there's only so little that I can think could happen after like 20. So this is only based off of that. And then the last one, I'm gonna say honestly, I think Everton need to get relegated so that way they can give it a reboot, because I can't stand Frank Lampard, the board itself, just give this club what they have, the fans have, absolutely nothing. Like, if you're an Evertonian, what do you have? You just sit in shambles the entire latter half since Ancelotti left. You had a Champions League winning coach, and now you have Frank Lampard. Frank
Hey,
Lampard. That's
he's a
what I feel
Champions
like.
League winning player.
Yeah, winning player. You're right. Ancelotti was both. So, I just feel like Frank showed something in the championship that he could have built on. He'd never made it up in his promotion, so he never actually accomplished anything. He got the Chelsea job because he's a Chelsea player, right? He's a smart guy. I'm not saying that he isn't. You know, but at the end of the day, is he a smart coach? Does he make the tactics enough to make not just Everton stay up? I want them out of the bottom 10 of the table. It doesn't happen. It doesn't seem this way. And I'm quite like these teams that are relegated make me furious because I despise having to put down teams like this when I know there's so much potential if you really look at how to invest in them. Because they're historical, so I don't like seeing them go back into like a lower division. I want them to keep growing, but someone has to go down. So that's what I'm thinking. For the top four, to me, this could be really anything. I thought the same thing as Tim. I think Millar was out there. I don't know what he was thinking about when he wasn't thinking about the January transfer window. But
I was out there with my top four.
No, you didn't. You never thought about the January transfer window. I don't know if you forgot about that.
I mean, well, what did I say? I said
No, you forgot about it. That's
I said no, but I said Tottenham, Liverpool, Arsenal, City.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, I
even
don't
with
think-
the
I don't
January
think you're-
transfer window,
I don't think your top four is
I'm just-
wrong. I'm saying like you just didn't think like consider that as a
I just forgot about it.
Yeah,
I forgot about it. But no, it doesn't change my top four. That would still be my top four.
Well, anyways, regardless of that, I think Liverpool are strong enough to go back into fourth place, but that's a minimum. That has to depend on what they're gonna do now post. Liverpool suffer from injuries, but I think people will start returning to their winning ways towards the latter half of the season. So I'm considering them for fourth place. Is it debate really these next three? Because if you're looking at football wise and normal, how we always talked about it, City is just dominant in complete form. Their number one striker doesn't have to go play extra games at the World Cup, but he has to play throughout the entire season. Will he score a lot of goals in general? I have no idea. Will he score 30? Who knows? Will he have past 30? There he already has 10 in 1 month. So what I'm thinking is Tottenham is going to end up in third place. Arsenal's going to end up in the second and City first. This could be into a different situation. It could even flip the other way around. I think the North London teams, whether they play in their different structures, because they obviously play completely different, I think both of them are going to re-strategize as well on the transfer window. I think they're the most stable of the London clubs compared to the other blue one who's just sitting there. I don't know what they're deciding to do. I don't mean to diss Chelsea so bad, but you spend so much, and I'm seeing so little from you. What's happening? I expect.
You just said the other blue one.
Well, Crystal Palace is also blue, you know, and they're also
so disrespectful.
no. Crystal Palace are also blue. All right. I'm sorry. Chelsea are Chelsea, on the other hand, are they're difficult to predict because everybody from how we've talked about, and we had 7 episodes now. Our entire pundit line on Sky Sports, and it could be other media as well. But I'm going to mention Sky Sports specifically because I don't look at pundit media anymore. Mullah tends to sometimes look at it just to see the differences in what they say. I don't look at pundit media anymore. I read the headline and I go on my day. I don't think about it at all.
Fake news.
Yeah, exactly. Almost fake news. But what I'm saying is the predictions from them from the beginning of the season were that Chelsea was going to be a high up club because they're getting these signings. Why do I think that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is going to come into this league and score 20 plus goals? Why would I think that? Why would I think
You got forbidden pre-workout. That's
yeah?
It's because they spent $300 million.
I'm so upset that like fanatics for this club in one season previously go like he's washed, completely garbage. What is he? And then moves to Barcelona. What is Barcelona doing? They're garbage. Why are they getting a player who doesn't even score that often, who's reckless and sequentially got kicked off his former club and now is in Barcelona? And now he's going to Chelsea, and everyone's like celebrating as if they won like a world-class striker. Don't get me wrong. And Aubameyang has the ability to have class, but I'm not going to consider this guy right next to Haaland, whose worth ethic, his mentality are all in game. Aubameyang had that, but he's not in that period anymore. You know, he can score goals. He's just not in that period anymore. So with all that being said, I count Chelsea out of the top 4. They can go sit in Europa League and think about what they've done this season. Like, oh my god, it's spanking.
Look, you know what? Okay, to be fair,
See, Tim, this is why I was waiting so long for Fito's prediction, because I knew he would just unleash on certain clubs. Oh lord!
you know what's funny is I'll give him one thing, right? Like,
What?
I feel like Arsenal did the exact same thing with Peter Cech. It was the same thing, but then they did that and they went around.
This is what I was telling Fito. It went from Chelsea or Arsenal signing Chelsea rejects to Chelsea signing Arsenal rejects.
They
I was like,
flip back between every year. Like when Arsenal are doing well, Chelsea will pick up the rejects. When Chelsea are doing well, Arsenal pick up they go back and forth. They've done this for like 20 years now. It started from I remember days from Ashley Cole all the way to now. I can't remember any further, but
I remember Yossi Benayoun when we signed him on loan in like 2012 or some shit.
These are the kind of things that I mean.
It was the stupidest loan because I think he played like 2 matches. Mm-hmm. It was so weird.
And these kind of things happen. It's not uncommon to have weird transfers, but these kind of things happen where like you get like this off-brand player who's not doing his incredible best. I'm not saying Aubameyang's useless. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying when you wanted to pick up a striker, because right now in current moment you only score 8 goals and you conceded 9, even though you're sitting at top 6 of the table. So out of all the other teams, except United, who have somehow decided to step onto the play, I come in 5th place with 0 goal difference. But without everyone else, considering United were in a bad place, Chelsea weren't really supposed to be in a bad place. They were supposed to start the season strong. So why are we only have 8 goals and we've conceded 9? Who is to blame? The defense, the midfield, the coach, the players? I don't know what this attitude is. So I'm not going to put him up top. So we have, even though Tottenham play this ridiculous format, we're going to put them up there because they just seem like it works for them. And God knows how long it's going to last, but I hope it does. As for Arsenal, I want to get this mentality out of the way right here. I could care less of the fact that Arsenal haven't been good in the last 10, whatever time that I can remember itself. Since basically from my days watching Van Persie in high school to now being a full-grown adult and having to watch this reborn side. This is the first time that I watch Arsenal, and I'm like, this is so competent to watch. I can actually watch Arsenal and not be actually mad at it. This is actually fun to watch. So, like, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not for instance, I could care less that Malad is happy and unhappy. Like, for instance, sometimes I'll text this guy.
The one that's
cannot
believe that I'm the one that says City's going to run away with it. I can't believe it.
No one's saying that.
Mm-hmm. I think they need to win for our sanity, because that means nothing can get Malad down for at least a year.
No. I'm not trying to have. I'm not putting Arsenal up there because of Malad. I could care less about him being a fanatic of Arsenal. I
can't believe it.
The fact is that, for instance, when there's big games, like for instance United, I'd rather have United win or Tottenham win, not because I hate Arsenal or because he likes Arsenal. I just prefer those wins. I think Arsenal could go win against Fulham. Go win those games. Go win against Wolves and Crystal Palace. Like, you know, you'll love winning those games 3-0, 4-0. Those are the games.
You're going to enjoy my voice messages on October 1st.
And hold on. Those are the games for Arsenal that I think are very crucial compared to the other. This is like the actual serious part of my talk. I think Arsenal benefit from the most from the little teams because they know how to really grind out those wins. They benefit from Jesus and everybody else in Shekno's work rate, and there's whether you have that flip on with the left backs, kind of a little bit with the right back. We need to kind of figure that out in January. Maybe I'm considering that myself. In terms of center backs, I'm pretty content with what they have. Ben White, I think, does well for what they have, but I really think they should have a stronger option as well, just in case as right back. That's why. What's what I mean by that? I think Tamayasu is done sometimes a bit dodgy, and I don't really like him personally myself to like be up against if we're going to put him at top two. As for the midfield, Malad's right. If Party doesn't play, there is no Party. It's simple. It's simple as that. So I think the necessary to have someone else in the defense just for almost like a duo where like they flip back in games and where they can stress off to each other. What a minute.
That signing will happen 100%.
And it needs to happen, of course. And with these kind of things, if the board is on the right mind, Mikel has the idea that we need to come in, and it's not just the fanatics. Arsenal fanatics don't think they win the league because they haven't seen any glory in it forever. So they just want to like lower themselves down, humble themselves down. I could care less about that. If we're talking legitimate, if the team can play how they do now, there's no reason why they can't be up there. If Leicester can win the league, then Arsenal can definitely at the same form that everyone else.
We're actually having this conversation. What the fuck?
So, with that being said, City are dominant. That's why I put them at first for now. This is something I'm going to just stick to for now because I am a big fanatic of Julian Alvarez as a second striker. In general, I've thought of him highly. I've said it since he was at River Plate. I even mentioned it to Malad, and he said, "Well, he's South American." But like, but I mean, what I mean,
I don't remember saying that.
No, well. He doesn't.
I love South Americans.
Hold on. Wait. I want to reiterate that. I don't mean that as like a that. It even Pep said it himself in the meaning that he comes from the Latin American leagues where they play the football different, and sometimes it could be a little bit to adjust to Europe. It can take a struggle because the leap of faith there is a lot higher and more physical. The English league is very physical in a different way compared to the Latin American leagues. While there's aggressiveness in different ways, it's a lot slower to get the ball up. And in City's way, it's quick, and push, always being tight. So when you're having to face like literal walls sometimes in where it could be like in Crystal Palace or when you go to like somewhere like Anfield, Liverpool, teams like that. That can be some type of a trouble where someone like Julian Alvarez, who isn't really that tall and the same type of athletic ability as like Haaland, but in different ways, it can struggle. But if Sergio Aguero has taught me anything, it's that it doesn't matter how big you are. It just matters if you have the mentality, you'll always find the goal. Even though Aguero was lazy, and Pep always said it himself. But Julian proves that his work rate is really good. Pep says it many times that I'm really happy for him for his goals and what he's done right now currently, and the amount of work that he puts in is fully deserved. So I think he can even replace Mahrez and whatever Sterling was for City. I just think he needs to keep continuing and not think about being the second striker. Just think about I am helping this team, and City will just keep riding up to the title. So I'll keep him at first for that. As for Champions League, hey Novi, you're seeing me vote City for Champions League. They can be all well and done, but I'm not voting Chelsea for nothing.
You'll never pick them.
I'll never pick them ever.
You're just gonna,
and I've always said it. Even when they went to the final, I didn't even think for a second that team was gonna win.
Are we gonna just like name who we think are gonna be final instead of doing all like the group stage matches?
Sadio Mane is winning the Champions League with Bayern Munich.
Wow.
That's my pick.
Even in the struggles recently, you saw the weaknesses.
Don't care. That's my pick.
I'm gonna go hot take here.
Yeah, hot take.
Tell me hot. I think Barcelona wins.
Barcelona wins.
Yeah.
That's
Fine. You go
hot.
Lewandowski. I go Sadio Mane.
Deal. I don't. Maybe I guess from no one's reactions, that's not a hot take.
I don't think it's not.
It's not because
yeah.
Bayern and Barca are going to be in separate brackets because they're in the same group.
Oh, I was just talking about who's going to win.
I think he's just talking about who's going to win. He's not talking about.
No. I'm just saying though, they can both easily win. They could literally meet each other in the final.
You know what though? Like, I always feel like every season, early season, I always count Real Madrid out of the Champions League, and they go on to win it.
You don't think they can do it again?
I don't want them to do it again.
Someone please beat them.
They're honestly the team. itself is okay. They're just really good at winning. That sounds so stupid.
Dude, they went through PSG, City, and Chelsea last time around, and Liverpool. Literally, they beat the best teams they could.
Well, Tim, now that you're mentioning that, sorry, I wanted to point out something to you. A lot of people didn't even consider Real Madrid as a strong option, considering their past performances in past years at Champions League since Ronaldo has left. And I think you bring up a valid point that, for instance, sometimes you don't even think about Real Madrid even doing so successful, considering they don't have such lethal ability up until last season, where it showed that it didn't really matter about those types of players existing at the team anymore, and just being team oriented enough to be this way, which I think is important for Real Madrid, which is why I don't react so heavy on your Barcelona decision to make it to the final, because seeing how they play now in league, considering how they won last week, I think if they play like that throughout the entire campaign and they continue in that form into the leagues like Champions League, they can be well off not just being successful winning the group, because it's going to be a tough one, and I'm going to enjoy every minute of it, but they can even ride up all the way to final, or it could go all the way to shit and they can go to Europa League. I have no idea.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't know if they're like, I mean, I think they signed enough players, because I was going to say, like, they might be one injury away from something like that happening, but they have pretty good squad depth, actually. They literally pulled the most American move ever, bro. They bought that shit on credit. That team, American Express Black Card, and their interest. You know what they did? They have no living room furniture. You know what I mean? They have just TV and a lawn chair. But you know what? They're
going to PK the lawn chair.
I was gonna say the same thing.
That's what I'm saying. What, like, that's it. Like, I think at this point, if they don't end up winning it, I don't know what happens.
Oh my god.
They are just like, I take it back to investing, because like this is like the epitome of like investing on margin, right? Like, you are just like one fuck up away from getting margin called and being fucked. Like, one bad
might
trade
happen though. Like,
and
they still
that is how
call the FAP.
This team is. Like, I really think if they don't win anything this season, I don't know what happens. What are they gonna do? Is sell another 25%?
Preseason, the pregame match talk in the Champions League. All right, guys, you better fucking win this competition, or else we're closing down. So go fucking win it. I don't need to give you any motivation.
The motivation is the club's down or you're up.
They're you know what their halftime talks are. They don't even have talks about tactics. They just pull out P&L and they say, "Look at that number. Y'all see that number?
1.4 billion in debt."
Yeah, I don't know. I really think that like they just struck the fear of God into those players, because they have only allowed one goal in this season,
right?
Which is great, because they lost the most stupid games last season. I don't know. We'll probably find out come El Clasico how the team really looks, all jokes aside, in October. But I don't know. I want them to do well for the sake of them existing as a club. I think that would be cool. It wouldn't be La Liga would just be a shell of itself without Barcelona. I think they're just funny, no matter what, if they're winning or they're losing.
Yeah,
I can't believe how this podcast is going.
I think about it. What Tim's saying is kind of right, because like if you look at their October schedule, all the way from where they have to play in October 12th, right, the Wednesday Champions League, they'll have to play Inter, then they'll have to go into that Sunday and play Real Madrid, come back that Wednesday and play Villarreal, then at home back to Bilbao to play Atletico Club, and then they have to go to play Bayern Munich. So if anything has showed me,
God damn,
if they can fix through October and just power through, I have no reason why to doubt Tim. I think there's more than capable reason to like think of it like this. I just hope they don't go to jail for all their shady stuff that they're selling. So,
yeah, you know for sure there is some tax fraud going on there. They're going to start selling. I think I saw this bit that I think they sell actually like, do they sell pitch grass in their gift shop? I think that's true. Hold on, let me fact check.
Well, while you fact check that, I'll give you my my club prediction for in terms of Champions League. This is a very interesting Champions League. There's a lot to prove for a lot of clubs, at least in my opinion. I think that some of the groups are very tough, like for instance what we just mentioned.
They do.
I hate this guy. Yeah, go buy
You're trying to
yourself
be
some
all
grass.
serious. You're trying to be all serious, and you're just like, oh, they sell pitch grass.
Go buy yourself some grass.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. That's great.
Go buy yourself some grass. How much does it cost?
Oh, $75 actually.
75
Touch grass,
euros?
Tim. Go touch grass.
No, it's dollars because it's on
Dollar?
eBay.
Yeah, but still, that's expensive. No thanks, man.
Well, actually, there's a bid right now from it's the listing just says grass from the historic Camp Nou grass. It's $25. It grass. I have to put this in the Discord just because this is so absurd. Doesn't have to be in the podcast or not, but that's ridiculous.
Oh,
No,
it's staying
everything's
in.
staying. There's nothing
It's
going. This is a cut area. It's like,
It's the most absurd thing I've ever seen. It looks like they just went to their local soccer park, cut out a piece of grass, and put it in a box.
how would I know the difference? How do I know it's authentic Camp Nou grass? Then
I mean, Leo's on it. What do you mean? He's right there.
oh, okay, then that makes sense.
That's how you market it.
Yeah. Okay, so we're getting close on time, so I'm gonna say I'm gonna go get a little bit of a throwback. I'll do PSG if they can get out their quirks and everything like that. I think it's literally the problematic side into like trying to really step it up. But
This
I
man
watched-
20
I
minutes
watched-
ago just said that he will never pick City.
I
But
never
then he
picked
picks
City.
PSG.
I don't mind.
No,
picking
I can't
City.
believe this.
I can't
That's
mind
just the
picking
French
City.
version of City.
That's not the same thing. How is that the same thing?
They've never won the Champions League, no matter how much money they put in. It's the French version of
I'm
City.
not. I'm not.
Well, there's
I'm
a
not
reason
saying.
why.
I'm
Because
not.
Pogba put curse on Mbappe. Remember? Come on.
Look, if owner Kylian can step up to the game and stop fighting with his friends over like silly ball, who hits who, then yeah, maybe if we act like adults, then maybe we can get through this. No, in all seriousness, though, I think that the squad is reinforced enough to the point where I think legitimately it can be done. My only issue with PSG is not their consistency, but their ability to retain leads. If they can, it's not really the group stage I worry about. Even though the group stage is pretty tough, even if people are not gonna say it's pretty tough, that's still a pretty tough group. You have an Israeli team, an Italian, and Portuguese, right? And we're Juventus, Benfica, and Maccabi. So any team that's in the Champions League is worth being there. So that where any team could be a problematic. You know, think about Real Madrid. I think they lost to Sheriff in their group stage, but in the Bernabeu, right? And then they went on to win the Champions League anyway, so it didn't really matter. So I'm going for PSG. It's good. I don't really like going for PSG because it's like how Malad says, it could be like that, considered like that because they're a money club. Some would say that. I just think this idea that there's transitioning into Messi being more of an assist maker and not having to go and qualify the goals and just like Kylian and Neymar develop in their own ways. Excuse me. So with the add-ons and now Ramos finally looking like he can actually play, then rather than just be hobbling around and not playing and just sitting from the stands, I think this team can be more stable in terms of center back positions. They're playing at 3 in the back as well. Only problem is
there has been some crazy stuff said on this podcast, but I want to jump into the craziness a little bit. I actually have one reason why I believe they won't win the Champions League.
Go for it.
And it's kind of far off. So this is my reason.
Okay.
Neymar's form is incredible right now because he's leading up to the World Cup.
Yeah, but you
and
won't last.
I believe that after the World Cup, either one of Messi or Neymar will just fall off form, maybe even both. Like, let's say Messi finally wins his World Cup. I think there's just no motivation anymore. It's just that's it. No more. He wins the World Cup. He's the GOAT. He can go celebrate forever. Like, bye. PSG doesn't win without Messi. Messi focused. I think if Neymar wins the World Cup, same thing happens. Like he's that's what he's always wanted, and that all that form that he was carrying in. Again, when you get to the crunch time of the Champions League, I just think it'll go away. But also, I expect Brazil to go really far. What if they have a heartbreak? And I think Neymar is such an emotional footballer that, like, even both ways, I don't see that form carrying into when you have to go into the semis and the final and try to, if they can even get there, and have that same form that he's carrying right now. And right now, that form is happening because he is so fully focused on that World Cup and trying to win one for Brazil. And I think Argentina and Brazil are so good that both of those situations can easily happen. And that's actually the reason. Because I think all three of them have to be firing on full form if PSG want to win the Champions League. It can't just be one. Like Kylian Mbappe was fine last season, scoring against Madrid, but the other two weren't really up to par. Messi's first season in France, and Neymar just wasn't Neymar. So if all three aren't firing, which I think is very possible after the World Cup, I don't see them winning. That's my kind of hot take out of their reason, but that's it.
I mean, I think it makes sense, but at the same time, I also think I've seen Neymar also crumble at the World Cup, and then the following season comes and they win the treble. 2014.
I just think it's so recent. It's so recent. Like you just go right back into it. That's why I feel like any heartbreak or success is going to just demotivate some players that get that far into the tournament.
I think the leading indicator if PSG is going to win or not is if after the World Cup Neymar goes back to streaming on Twitch, it's a wrap. Yeah, they're not winning. I'm sorry.
What?
Just say it. It's true. If after that World Cup, if you start seeing him,
you're right. No more serve CS:GO lobbies, Neymar. It's driving away from the actual football that you're supposed to be training.
Doesn't he have a deal with Facebook Gaming? Is that not a thing?
Yeah. He has a. I think so. Yeah, he has a deal with Facebook Gaming. He signed Facebook MMA last year.
It's a wrap. Call it a season. It's not going to be PSG. No, I think I like PSG, but I also don't want them to win because they're like a guinea pig, in the sense of like, they're kind of living proof that like a super team just doesn't really work anymore.
Wouldn't that be the same thing with Barcelona buying all their players and being in debt this much, so that way they build on the team, so that way they can actually function?
They're not. The thing is, they're not riding on the super team. They're riding on the fact that you're a club in 3 years.
Your club. So that's okay. Jesus.
What I'm saying is like I think PSG is like that team's had enough time. I think, especially in the front three, to kind of like start finding their footing, and they haven't. Especially when they're rocking like a 20 goal differential already early in the season.
Well, their last chance because Messi's going back to Barca. You're gonna have to write off more of that tax debt, my friend. He's going back to Barca next summer.
That or like. What are they going to do? He's going to have to pay the club to play there. What the hell?
They're gonna sign him back. They'll sell their left organ if they have to.
They already did.
There goes PK. There goes Jordi Alba.
But like all jokes aside, though, I just don't. I don't really want that team to win anything. I don't know how bad it sounds. Like I think Mbappe should have left for a fresh challenge. He could have had the chance to really
just say Madrid.
Well, you know what I mean? Yeah, like who else was going to buy him? No one else is going to put up the money. I mean, realistically, I think that was a good buy. I think at the end of the day, was a better buy no matter what.
To be fair, the bigger challenge is trying to win the Champions League with your home team. PSG have never won it.
Definitely, I think
it is a big challenge.
And I don't think Mbappe will win anything at Real Madrid. I said it. I don't want him to win anything at Real Madrid. I want him to suffer for being at Real Madrid.
The hot takes have been insane.
This is serious.
Okay.
This is why every time when Malad says, Mbappe to Real Madrid, I'm like thinking, puh. I don't have a problem with Real Madrid. I respect that team. I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with Mbappe going to Real Madrid, and I also have a problem with Mbappe staying at PSG. I think it was for money, but I also don't think that Real Madrid is any different. I've talked about this with Tim before. Real Madrid used to be PSG, and no one says anything about it because it's super squeaky clean, supposedly. But Real Madrid sold all their TV rights in 2006, a long time ago, and no one says nothing. But when everyone else does it, we throw tables, we write a fire.
Selling pitch grass. Don't even start with me. That's the big.
Yeah, right. We start selling the camp grass. What I'm saying is, whatever Kylian decides to do, he needs to prove that he's not just an 18-year-old that won a World Cup. I want him to be more than just a top goal scorer. I want him to win actual trophies, and apart from the Ligue 1, it was all successful. You will probably be named as like a Hall of Famer for Ligue 1, influencer of France. You got Macron, even probably helped him politically. I'm not gonna go there though, but in this case, right?
Politics is crazy.
No politics, just
We need to
football.
end this soon. This is out of hand.
This is a special.
This all started with the goddamn both of you saying Arsenal could challenge for the title. This is when all this nonsense started. Ever since you said that, it's been off the rails.
We always said this was going to be a prediction special, and it was all for it. Anyways, at the end, I just want Mbappe to do something meaningful. I wanted to show that he has all of it, and that doesn't have to necessarily be Ballon d'Or winner. That just has to show that, like, whether it be with France or whether it be with a club, I would like it to show that he's just more than someone who can just score a bunch of goals. Be meaningful.
I think eventually he kind of has to.
He has
like,
to.
I just think by process of elimination, like once everyone else is gone, like as long as he keeps on doing, like putting consistent performances, I just don't know who else really wins it in the next like 3-4 years.
I mean, Erling, if he scores
Erling
10 goals, 10 goals every month like he has, and I don't count him off anything. But
yeah, the thing is, like, he's like the only one. There's gonna be like a two. Again, we're kind of back to like a 2-ish horse race. I mean, it all depends. I mean, Benzema wins it this year, right? Like,
yeah, 100%.
Prediction.
No,
Does anyone have a different prediction?
there's no
there?
prediction.
No, it's Benzema.
No, it's Benzema.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. So we're good then. But
Maybe Vinny in
I
the
don't
future, when because the amount of assists he has is ridiculous. Now, you know how many assists he gained from this? It's like almost like Benzema's goals. It's that much.
yeah.
Oh my God, Vinicius to Holland at Madrid.
What's wrong with this guy? He just thinks of the super team, and he thinks it's just gonna work.
Oh
I hope
my
it doesn't.
God. Oh, that would work. Trust me on that.
Well, we'll have to see those kinds of things.
Can we shotgun the Serie A Liga and
Yeah, go for it real quick. But don't even explain why. Just say what you want.
I got you. So no relegation, just top four.
Just
right?
to stop for.
Okay, La Liga. I'm saying Barcelona, Real Madrid. I'm gonna go. Valencia.
Wait, you got wait. Can we go back up a sec? You're putting Barcelona to win the league, right? You don't have to explain
Yes.
why. You're just saying that. Okay.
Barcelona wins the league. Real Madrid in second, and then, like I said, I'm gonna go crazy a little bit. I think Valencia and then Villarreal. I think those are my pick. All right, you guys.
Madrid, Barca, Betis, Atletico Madrid.
Okay. I put Madrid, Barcelona, Betis, Bilbao.
All right. No explanation needed. All right.
No explanation. We're going to Serie A now.
Serie A, okay.
Yeah.
Well, this one's the hardest one, man.
God, yeah, this one. Yeah, we probably should have done this one instead of the Premier League. Shit. I think. Ooh, man. I would like to see. I want to see Napoli win it, so I'm gonna go Napoli in first. I think Milan will probably hold out for a second. I want to see Roma get third. I think Roma, they have the tools to do it. If it'll be this season, then it will be. And I think Juventus can kind of find their footing and probably gets.
You go, Fito.
This guy's such a baby. All right, I'll go. I'm going for a second probable Milan win. I'm gonna put Napoli in second. I'm gonna put Juventus third, and I'm gonna put Atalanta fourth.
I'm going. I'm not questioning third and fourth. I'm questioning first and second. I am going Napoli, Milan, Atalanta, Inter.
Ooh,
Okay.
Okay.
Bundesliga.
All right. Bundesliga. Fuck. Well, Bayern's gonna win. I mean, there's. I'm gonna say
just count the second to fourth. Like, don't even include first place. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm not even gonna expand on that. It's gonna be Bayern up top, Dortmund in second, third. I'm gonna say probably Mainz. Yeah, and then fourth. I you know what? I'm feeling pretty good about Hoffenheim this season. I like to see Hoffenheim get back into some form of good European football.
I'm sorry for disrespecting Bundesliga. First, Bayern Munich. Second, Dortmund. Third, fourth, don't care. Doesn't matter. Move on.
What the fuck?
They need to get a better league. That's all
What
I'm
the
saying.
fuck?
Yeah,
Dude, he's saying those kind of things, but I'm seeing German win Europa League. I'm seeing a German win Champions League. I'm seeing a German what's going on?
No.
If-
Maybe it's the ESPN TV rights. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe if Frankfurt may have not been in Barcelona last year, I could have said something. But considering that they also beat Rangers in the final,
Fine.
you don't have to go for anything. But I'm just saying.
Yeah. I don't have third and fourth.
All right, whatever. Anyways,
Recycle.
Bayern for me
Name.
first. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Freiburg for second place. It could be Dortmund's third. I'm not gonna explain why. Whatever. And then Werder Burns fourth.
Werder Bremen in fourth, really?
Again, I'm not gonna explain these. We said we quick shotgun rounds. We don't have to go dabble onto why.
Korean League.
Yeah, maybe another time we could talk about the individual performances in the Bundesliga and why it's so crucial to the other leagues. That why they feed off the Bundesliga, and that's why these kind of things happen.
Why the Bundesliga is important is because they introduced the high vis ball. That is the greatest thing that has come out of that league, and I don't want to hear anything from anyone else.
I'm just so tired of Bayern.
The high
Please.
visibility balls, phenomenal in the wind.
Someone
you
please
say you're
challenge
so tired of
Bayern.
Bayern, and then you'll be like to me, and you're like, Bayern tied? What? How do they do this? Like
I swear they get bored. They get bored. I swear on my life they get bored.
Yeah, Julian tells me, "Hey, take it down a notch. Let everyone else catch up, and then we'll increase the notch at the second half of the season."
They don't get as bored as PSG, but they get bored.
Well, PSG at least have given up a year before. Bayern hasn't given up a year since 2012,
Exactly,
2013.
because PSG get more bored, and they had that massive lapse of concentration to let Lille win. Bayern never get too bored. They're bored, but they never get too bored. They can always just kick it right back up.
Right.
Expert analysis.
Yeah,
That's what you come here for this.
That's what you come here.
what you come
You're not gonna get that in Talk Sport. Like it's not gonna happen.
Nope. You do not get this expert analysis in TalkSport.
They never
Anyway.
talk about pitch
Huh?
grass.
Tim, we're gonna have to have you back here to see some of the. Oh, right. One more thing before, because then I'm gonna close this out, right? Because this is quite the special now. It's not really a regular episode.
Extravaganza.
Yeah, we're gonna make Champions League predictions. I'm not gonna. I don't think we should say which matches you choose. You should just choose a match, and you're gonna you're gonna try to win, right? A couple of dollars for betting. I don't think you should say
Yeah,
which
we're,
team you're gonna bet for and stuff.
We're gonna put $10 down on a game, probably a Champions League game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I don't mind sharing what I'm gonna put it into.
I don't condone anything that he says.
Nope.
It's not.
Betting's bad.
Betting's
But if
bad. This is not financial advice.
Look, betting is, you obviously do it, very safely if you can. If there is such thing as safe betting, just bet what you're willing to lose. And I'm willing to lose on Marseille beating Tottenham. Let's go. That's
Arsenal bias is so real.
I got Marseille beating Tottenham, and that's what I'm locking.
Well, we'll talk about our predictions. I'm not going to share mine. We're going to talk about our predictions of what we predicted, and if we did end up getting some collective money from winning something at the end for our next episode.
Can I share mine?
Yeah, go if you want.
Dynamo Zagreb's going to beat Chelsea.
This guy's trying to go for big bucks. That's what he's trying to do. Because he knows Chelsea are... Yeah, you see? And then I get slandered for it.
Marseille is the same odds. Actually, you know what's actually good odds? Is Porto beating Atletico Madrid. That's actually good odds, I'm not going to lie. I might actually change
No, it's at Atleti. No, Not gonna happen.
You know what though? Barcelona's negative 1,600.
Get that pitch grass, baby.
All right.
No, yeah, that's what I'll do. If I win my bet,
Mm-hmm.
it'll be $65, which is just enough to buy myself a block of pitch grass.
You're gonna be helping them get out of the goddamn financial crisis they're in. I can't believe you.
All my betting proceeds this season are going to go towards buying pitch grass until I can build myself a replica version
Of the Kentna.
Please end, Fito. Please end.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to end this. Anyways, we'll have Tim back next week and to follow up on our our betting scandal. And thank you guys so much for watching. Go check us out also on Spotify. We have Yeah Football on Spotify. This episode is a little late because of Labor Day. I hope you in the US, if had a good Labor Day, did something chill. And thank you guys for watching.
Bye. Vamos Arsenal. I'm not hiding my bias anymore since all you guys are picking them to win the league.
They're going to win the league. All right, bye.